Back here, 615 Sessions podcast from the DraftKings Sportsbook studios. Titans superfan Brandon Galloway, the NFL's fan of the year, just back from Super Bowl 55. My man, you are decked out. You look like you had a great time. I appreciate you stopping by today.
Absolutely. It was an awesome time. I'm a little tired, but I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't trade that for anything. That was awesome.
Yeah, now be honest with me, Brandon. How tired are you of doing interviews? Like you got to be getting there's got to be people like me in your DMs all over the place trying to get you to talk about this. It's I'm sure it's a lot of fun, but the interview the car wash can be exhausting.
Yeah, no, you're right. I just got done doing one for a radio show in Memphis, and obviously doing this with you. But I'm gonna tell you, I mean, y'all are giants in this industry in Nashville. Like, we love y'all, the fans. So anytime I can sit down and talk to Buck Reising, I'm gonna do it. Trust me.
Man, you don't got to lie to me, but that's kind of you to say. It looked incredible from my couch here in Nashville. And, I know there was a pretty strong Nashville contingent. I know Kern was down there with his son. I know Jimmy Wyatt was down there documenting everything. They had a couple of St. Thomas healthcare workers as well. But I guess for the audience who didn't have a chance to see the NFL honors, and of course you were a part of that production on Saturday, kind of how did you come to be elected fan of the year for the NFL in what is the first year for the award?
Right. So the Titans they typically send out these sweepstakes, right? And for the especially for season ticket members, you can go and sign up for these sweepstakes. It'd be like you can get a free suite or free tickets or free playoff tickets or whatever. And you would sign up for it, not really thinking, especially me, I never think I'm gonna win anything. So I'll sign up for it. Here it is, or whatever. But with this particular contest, they asked, like, so tell us a little bit about yourself and like what you do or whatever. And I just was highlighting my mentor. Now there is a lot of people that's doing a lot of things, a lot of great things in Nashville. So for them to shine the spotlight on me in that way was just crazy. So it went from that to I didn't hear anything else about the sweepstakes at all. They season ticket members, they invite us to so many things throughout the season. So they told me I was coming on the Titans Blitz show with, the game day hype man, Lance Smith and Eddie George. So I did that. And they told me, hey, we want you to do a trivia, a little trivia thing or whatever. I was like, cool. So that's what I'm thinking I'm getting myself into. And it turned into this big old surprise when they announced me as the Titans fan of the year. From there, it went, and it went big.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing that they do with that, and to have somebody like Eddie George and Lance is great, but Eddie George kind of surprising you that way. It's got to hit different for a lifelong Titans fan such as yourself.
Absolutely, big fan of Eddie George. He is even now still a staple of that organization, and we wouldn't probably have the Derrick Henry that we have now. And some of the other players, I know Lawan has said that he has said some words to him to kind of get him motivated and right. So we owe a lot to Eddie in our organization. I'm grateful that he's a Titan for life.
Yeah, Lawan needs a little smacking around every once in a while, but even he knows that. With this whole experience, because obviously, as we mentioned, you got to go to the game last night. First of all, I should probably ask you, since this is the first show I've done after the Super Bowl, how was the game? Like, did you enjoy yourself?
It was unbelievable. The NFL, I said, now we all know the NFL has just a ton of money, right? But the people who put that stuff together, like, they are geniuses. Like the graphics and just, it was screens everywhere. They kept the fans involved the entire time. It was just big thing after big thing. It was amazing. I loved every bit about it. So you have the football game, which is great within itself, but then when you have all this extra that they do for the Super Bowl, it is really, really nice. I was just floored. It was really nice.
Yeah, forgive me if you're getting interrupted. I've got two cats in my office fighting in the background.
No,
Duking it out. This is a super professional setting that I operate around here, Brandon.
It is all good, Buck. I expect that from you. That's why we love you, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, professionally unprofessional. Honest to God, this is just unbelievable. Anyway, so were you going for Mahomes? Were you going for Brady? Do you hate the Chiefs? Like how does that hit as a Titans fan?
So to be perfectly honest, now there are a lot of Titans fans who like fall in love with players. Like, so if I get on Twitter today, I'm gonna see some people that's really still hyping up Tom Brady, the GOAT. You know, some of them wanted him to come to Tennessee last season. Me, if it's not the Titans, I'm kind of indifferent. So, and I prefer it that way because last year, you know, if we would have made it to the Super Bowl, I would have picked up quarters on the corner if I had to get to that particular game. But you know, going yesterday, it was like, you know, it's probably better this way. That way, you don't get just so wrapped up into the emotion of the game. You know, I'm just sitting there indifferent. I was able to like congratulate Tampa Bay fans last night. Some of them were in tears, you know, and I saw some Kansas City fans there as well. And they just it was a struggle for them. So, you know, just to see, and I was like, you know, maybe it's better to come when you just neutral. You can kind of just enjoy the whole experience and not take it for granted.
Oh, for sure. Because you know better than anybody. You've been through some gut wrenching moments as a fan base certainly over the last couple of years, and high drama. That's what you want, right? You just want a shot to be in the whole thing, but just to be able to take and kind of consume a game like that objectively and just simply enjoy the game of it as a football fan has to definitely be a unique experience. I think that's good perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's how I felt. It was just good just to be there. My wife was there to see everybody. I was able to meet Scott Hansen from the NFL Red Zone channel. I put that on Twitter. So, I mean, it was
Did you
just
ask
great,
him
man.
what drugs he takes to do 7 hours of television? Did you ask him if he has a bucket under his desk that he pees in? Like there has to be something there that he's doing.
Well, whatever he got, he had it last night too, because he had all the energy. He was so nice and so I mean, just he was real easy to talk to. I mean, just really, really nice. You can tell he loves what he does. And it was great to be around him.
It's somebody as pessimistic and cynical as myself. I have a hard time believing that anybody is actually that happy. But like Scott Hansen is so good. Like he is,
Yes.
he really does seem to love his job in a way that you know, kind of it's refreshing.
Right.
Who's the most famous person you met? Because you were standing next to Derek, 6 to 10 feet, of course, but standing down there on the field with Derek in the Derek Henry in the highlighter yellow suit. To win your Fan of the Year award, and but I'm sure was Derek the most famous person, or did somebody top that list for you?
I would probably say Derek was probably the most famous person, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm sure you've spoken to him, Buck. He is one of the most normal people. He is just this big, huge, normal person. We spoke to him for about an hour. We were all in the same room, just having just normal conversations. And I mean, it struck me just how normal he was. Now that suit, you know, was something, and
the suit ain't normal. The suit is
yeah. No, and he was the first one. It was so funny. He was the first one that said something about his suit. He said that he looked like a Serena tennis ball. So you know, that was pretty fun to hear him say that. But I mean, just really, really cool, down to earth. I did also bump into Sierra Wilson, and Russell Wilson. And and when you talking about looking like $1 million, they just look, and I mean, just stunning, just a beautiful couple. And to see them there, I was there when he was actually awarded. I was right behind him actually when he was awarded the NFL not Fan of the Year, Walter Payton Man of the Year, Man of the Year award. And I was right there behind him. I was up close with his trophy. I didn't say anything to him because he's just this star. And I mean, dressed like this, you know, just this star of a person. So I didn't really say much to him, but it looked like him and Sierra was having a blast, and it was cool.
Oh, without question. I can't imagine how cool of an experience that was. I hope that you get to go back and it's for your team, just so you can have that, because the Titans, they're you know, I guess you know, just from I'll try to ask you an objective question. I know you're a fan of the team, but like how far away do you think they are, your team?
Well, to be perfectly honest, and I think it's one thing when you see a Super Bowl team up close, a Super Bowl winning team up close, it
Right.
does provide a different perspective. And I would tell you, I think the Titans probably have a way to go to get to that level because I mean, what I saw last night, and I haven't went to like watch the TV tape, so I didn't hear anybody like break down the film or anything yet. But
Yeah.
it looked like that they just sent like 4 or 5 dudes after Mahomes, and they had him running for his life, and they would sit back. You know, they were just able to kind of Kelsey caught some, but you never felt like Kelsey made that big play. Or Tyreek Hill made it. They really kept him on lock the whole game. So like we have to get to that place as a defense because that's going to be what's going to propel this team, I believe, to that next level. It's one thing, you know, Buck, when you out there, you playing and you can score the ball, but you know, even Brady threw 3 interceptions in that championship game, and they still played Rodgers well on defense to get him to the Super Bowl. And he didn't have any turnovers last night, but that defense got after Mahomes to play that team and only give up 9 points. I mean, that's your championship right there.
Every Chiefs passing play was complete chaos. Like he was,
Yes.
and you know, I think Mahomes was fine, but the platforms that he's able to launch a ball 30 yards down the field off of are insane when he's literally parallel and hitting a dude in the face mask. And I think it was number 35 dropped it because it hit him right square in the chest. But there was just so much of a difference between a team that is competent and prepared on defense and is able to get pressure with 4 and then has the luxury of sending 5 because they can hold up in the back end. Yeah, it was very much the same on the television copy. I don't know if you're going to go back and watch the Super Bowl from a different perspective, but you'll see a lot of different angles of just Patrick Mahomes getting the hell knocked out of him.
Right. Yeah. And I always go back. I do have Game Pass, so I will go back and watch every game of the Titans and watch the Super Bowl. I am a football fan. I love it. I can watch it all day. But what's really interesting about the Titans is I hear a lot of fans on Twitter. I want to say this, Buck. Like I hear a lot of fans on Twitter still bringing up the Tannehill Brady debate or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Listen, Brandon, you are here to represent these people in my mentions. Okay, now I don't. That may be an unfair burden to place on you because Titans Twitter is a poisonous place, and you seem to be a totally well-adjusted human being. I'm taking your word for that because many of your fan base are not, but. So before you say anything, just know that you are the representative on this show.
I feel good saying this. Ryan Tannehill is the Titans quarterback.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is just the bottom line. We need to let the rest of the stuff go. We don't even know if Brady was gonna come here anyway. Yes. There were reports that he could go to San Francisco. And I mean, like I said, while Brady will get all the attention, and I do believe that Tom Brady is probably the best leader in sports because like when you play, and that's what any league, if you get this superstar dude who's done it on your team, you just feel like you can win with this dude. So and that does elevate the level of play of other people, but you still got to have dudes that can play. You know what I'm saying? You still got to have dudes that's doing it. Ryan Tannehill has been amazing for the Titans, and what we've been able to do with him as our QB, and he has elevated. I mean, let's just look at Derrick Henry. Do we really think Derrick Henry would have the success that he's had without that dude that can just break a defense back on the back end? I mean, I just feel like Ryan Tannehill is great for our community. Everything that he stands for as a man, as a quarterback, like that's my QB. So while Brady is the GOAT and he has his 7 rings, I want to make it very clear, as far as I'm concerned, Ryan Tannehill is my quarterback.
It's so lovely to talk to somebody with logic and reason. This is hugely refreshing for me, Brandon. I appreciate all of the just common sense. Like I don't know why it's so hard for people. I don't understand. But that's why we love the people that we get to talk to and talk with on a regular basis. Brandon Galloway, Titan superfan, NFL fan of the year. You can follow this man on the socials at BG901 is where you can find him. He had a great weekend. It's worth checking out. It's on the Titan social media platforms. It's on Jimmy Wyatt's Instagram. It's everywhere. This man is a celebrity here locally, and we're very pleased to have him on the 615 sessions this afternoon. Thanks for hanging out, Brandon.
Thank you, Buck. I appreciate it, man.